I'm Bibi.
I'm Jlyfe.
And this is our movie review.
So
So we went to see The Forest. Did you enjoy it?
I did it. To me, it wasn't that bad.
Right now we're home. We went to the movie theaters. For some reason it was packed. I guess there was some movie they were premiering and I don't know what it was, but it was next to the theater we were at. There was not that many people.
So basically, the movie, to me, it was eh. It didn't have like to me, it was one of those horror films where it kind of slow paced and you're there, like wondering and waiting what's gonna happen. I didn't like there were scary moments, maybe for some people, but for me, in a way you could tell when they're gonna come. Yeah, I guess they could have added more to it. Like, I don't know. To me, it felt like there could have been more added into the movie than what it was.
Well, supposedly it's based on a true event, I think.
Well,
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I think it was based on like an event that had happened. Apparently, this forest is a real forest. The what is it called?
Akura.
Yeah, it's the forest where people go.
Suicide forest.
That's
basically
what they sum it up as. But back then, it has its own histories. We're a place where they couldn't afford to take care of the family members or the elderly or the sick
Or the blind.
or the
Basically, people that
you couldn't take care of. You
Yeah.
put them in this forest,
and they'll die.
and they'll die.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
That was what it was used for in the early stages.
So basically, the plot of the movie is there's a girl named Sarah who's looking for
Her twin
sister named Jessie. They're like day and night. You can tell there's a difference even though they're supposed to be identical. It is played by I can't remember her name.
I don't remember her name either.
But
I know she was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she's one of the.
She's the one that marries King Joffrey when he ends up. Yeah,
And-
spoiler alert: when he ends up dying.
They're twins. There's like a thing they say that if you're a twin, you can always feel what the other one is feeling. Basically, that's kind of what happened. To sum it up, like I said, day and night. One always gets into trouble. The other one always, cleans up her mess. I didn't understand too much on like their occupation because it turns out her sister Jess, I think, is like
a teacher.
I want to say an English teacher or a translator teacher. I'm not even sure.
Translator. I think she was a teacher, like a regular.
Because they showed her in the class teaching the kids how to speak English. So, I don't know, was it like a translator teacher of some sort.
Yeah.
For some reason, they go on a field trip to this forest, which is based on the beauty and the history behind it. But there's also a darker part to it. That basically sums up.
And then her other sister, Sarah, you don't know what she does. She's married, that you know. And she lived in the United States. That you know. But beyond that, you don't know what else, like, what did she do, what was her job, or...
Basically...
You can't even tell, like, to tell the truth, you can't even tell, like... Unless you want to go by the actress, you can't really tell how old both of them are. They're probably, like, in their late 20s or 30s, but I'm guessing. I'm not even sure. Like, I'm telling you that, like, there's a lot of information I think the movie just didn't put out. It would have helped.
I mean, I don't think it was necessary.
Yeah,
but
still, like, I don't even know nothing about both of the girls. The only one you knew more about was Jessie. The fuck up, basically, was that she was.
I don't think she was the fuck up. I think she was just more the traumatized because you get I want to see multiple stories in a way, like what happened to them when they were little versus what's going on, like how they developed it in their life. You get kind of thrown off a little bit, especially when Sarah's with this other hiker, which is a reporter that gets the story.
We don't know what he is neither, so I can't even say he's a reporter. I'm telling you, the movie didn't really give you much information on the people.
He described himself as a reporter that was based in the movie.
Well, if you want to say that.
That's
He
what
said that
says
he worked for some travel
for
magazine.
Australia travel and has been in Japan for a few years as an editor for Australia. I think that's his backstory. This has his jump scares. You kind of already tell when it's happening.
Sailor Moon is there too.
It's oh my god.
If you watch the movie, you know why I'm saying Sailor Moon makes an appearance.
Oh my god.
The guy, there's this other guy that they took, and he said when you go into the forest, you're supposed to go with a happy heart. If you go with a sad heart, then that means you shouldn't even attempt to go because supposedly there's this thing called the Yuri. That's what they call it.
It's basically
English
it
comes.
terms,
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but that's what they call.
English terms. They said it is called an angry ghost.
Yeah, and it comes after people who have sad hearts, and then basically what the forest will do, or this thing, is make you see things that aren't really there. So, and at the end, it will eventually end up making you like kill yourself, which is why, to me, I think most of the people that end up going there, that get lost, eventually end up killing themselves. So in the basic, it will end up being like a suicide. It'll look like a suicide, but in reality, something made them.
Caused you to make it look like that.
So it's not like it's not even like people go in there to actually commit suicide, but it looks like people go in there, and then the forest itself makes them.
Does it have a happy ending? That's for you guys to decide. We won't spoil it, but if you don't want to hear spoilers, fast forward. I think we're gonna discuss a little bit on some spoilers.
Yes.
About it.
So yeah, if you're still watching it, and that means you still want to hear the spoilers.
So what we rate this movie? My rating. I'm gonna rate this a 2.5, just because I like a lot of information in stories. It still has its cool effects. There's great pictures from different angles. There's still a lot of good stuff behind the scene of it, but from the main storyline, it goes straight to the main point, basically. It just takes a while trying to figure out what's going on, like Jlyfe was saying.
To me, I give it a 2. It's because it just didn't... It was slow-paced, much, like, scare going on. I got confused at some parts there, and I'm okay, like, I think could have done a way better ending. Actually know what happened. It tried to trick you, but it really didn't. So that's why, to me, I give it a 2. Just, if I was you, if you want to go and watch it in the movie, then you could go watch it, but for me, it's more of a, like, wait and rent. It's
not bad watching in the movie theaters. It's, big screen, good, decent sound effects. On to the spoilers.
I'm going straight into the end. To me, the ending, it did a whole switcheroo where you think the sister, to me, I don't even know what the heck. The ending was still like, eventually Jess is still alive. She's there in the forest. Somehow, she's just there somewhere in the forest in the fucking fire. To me, I didn't understand the whole movie, and at the end, she's somehow there in the forest. And it's like, really? And then Sarah, the one looking for her, she's there running, and you think, she's trying to like escape something, and then you see her running, and then you see Jess right in front of her, and she's like calling out for her, but she just does not turn around at all. She just keeps running, and out of nowhere, to me, Sailor Moon pops out. I call her Sailor Moon. Whatever you want to call her, Japanese schoolgirl, but I call her Sailor Moon. She looks like Sailor Moon to me. She pops out, and then that's like basically okay, Sarah's. To me, I was like, she's dead, and I was like, it's pretty obvious. And then, of course, Jess, she's able to find this group that was looking for them, for the girls, and she's able to, I'm here. And then her husband was part of the group searching, and he's like, did you see Sarah? And she was like all shocked, like, Sarah was there, and it's like,
when I meant spoilers, I didn't mean
that is spoiler. That's spoiler.
Let me sum it up a little bit.
To me, I wanted to say because the ending just.
The ending sucked for you. Okay.
Yes, the ending was just like.
Let me rephrase what he's trying to say. Jessie is the girl that they're looking for. She's missing. Sarah is the twin sister. The difference in them. What winds up happening is that they're twins. There's this thing where they say, oh, you can feel what the other one is feeling. That's exactly what was going on. A lot of people were saying that, no, your sister's dead. Like, get over it. And she would not believe it for her life. She would not believe it. So being in the forest, she has this guilt, this sadness in her. What happened to their parents? Apparently, I don't know who came up with the lie, because it was a lie that said that they told
the girls when they were little, the grandma told them
that the car had killed their parents, like a car accident, right when they're coming into the house. I find that very odd, because they couldn't find the driver that hit them. That's the main story for them. The truth is that the father, don't know why, killed the wife and killed himself.
Yeah, we don't know. That's another thing to me. Is like we could have added to at least to maybe it.
The only person that really knew the truth was Jessie.
Yeah.
So she winds up in the forest. She's lost in the forest. That's the thing. People thought she was dead. They wouldn't go searching for her. They just assumed, okay, after a certain amount of days, you don't see them come out, because eventually they come out.
Yeah.
They're dead. She didn't believe that because, like I said, the twin tuition kicked in. It kind of twists on you where you start thinking, okay, maybe she is dead, and maybe she's just trying to help her sister get out, but the sister kind of goes crazy. The forest makes you see things. The forest uses that feeling that you have against you, and it plays tricks on you.
To me, I didn't think the sister was dead.
No, I never believed she was dead at all.
She was dead either.
I never believed the sisters were dead at all. I started believing, okay, the Sarah, the other sister, is literally going crazy. Eventually, she was gonna like do something to herself.
Yeah. That you could tell the forest was already.
There was so many possibilities, like falling in the water. You just didn't know how, and then you kind of see it developing. Eventually,
and then it finally happens. That's the whole thing. Like
she cuts herself.
You see her doing. You see moments where it could have happened, and you're here thinking, "Nah, she can't do it." But it does happen, so it's like,
Eventually, her I guess the spirit of Sarah trying to find her sister, because she didn't want to let that go, helping her sister, kind of not even intentionally help her get out of the forest. All these rangers she finds them before they could find her, already leading out. The Sarah's husband is there as well, and
not Sarah, Jessie.
No, Sarah's husband.
No, it wasn't Sarah's husband.
It's Sarah's husband.
No, it's not.
Sarah's the girl that killed herself. That's her husband.
I know. I thought it was Jessie's husband.
She's not married.
Well, to me, it looked like.
Oh my God! You
so I think that guy did not look like the same guy I saw in the beginning of the movie.
It's the same guy.
I thought it was.
I don't think you were paying attention to the movie at all.
The ending to me was like, what that guy did not look the same guy. Or maybe I forgot how the guy looked. He came out in the beginning, and then you don't see her no more until the end. So it's like, I'm telling you, this movie just didn't like. I was just there like, I don't know, just didn't keep me into it. That's
the spoilers. I can't think of any of the spoilers.
That's all the spoiler you need. The ending.
That's basically it.
Basically,
the ending.
Then the guy that she goes with, that she meets at some bar, that helps her go. He ends up dying because she kills him, thinking that he's part of the whole thing. That he kidnapped her sister and that he had her locked up in a door there in some cabin in the middle of the forest.
I think that's just all.
Which was like, come on.
All in her head.
I say you don't need nothing else. It's like her sister. She took medication
for anxiety
and stuff.
Again, because of what?
Yeah, so it wasn't
she
really.
Saw what happened, which the other sister did not see.
Yes.
And then I guess the forest kind of made her see it, and she didn't want to believe it, and that's what caused her to kind of kill herself. Like the way everything is set up to be.
Like I said, it's a movie that you'd rather wait and rent.
You can if you want.
In Miami, it's 67 degrees with clear skies. Tonight, you can look for
Alexa,
just a few clouds.
Quiet.
Shh. I was gonna hear the weather.
In Miami, it's 67 degrees with clear skies. Tonight, You can look for just a few clouds in the sky and a low of 67 degrees.
I thought that thing's supposed to go off when you say her name.
Maybe she heard something near it.
If you like this video and more movies reviews, press that like button. We'll put our descriptions below of our social media if you would like to follow. Any comments, concerns? If you do like how we are doing this, letting you know about the spoilers, you can fast forward and watch it. If not, you can skip it towards the end. That's fine. If you like us to go back how we used to and not give spoilers, let us know in the comments below, and we'll probably change that up. Until next movie review.
On to the next one.